If you want to develop your own running program, you got to start here. So watch, give me a few minutes. Hello, everyone. I'm Charles Shapiro. I'm a running coach from the Boulder, Colorado area. And last time we talked about how we're going to start developing our own running program. We talked about three basic phases: the base phase, the support phase, and the specific phase. Now, some coaches have four phases, five phases. They cut up certain phases, but this is just sort of the basic way that we're going to do it. Today, we're going to talk about time frames. We're going to be talking about what types of workouts that we do during each of the phases. And then in upcoming videos, we're going to talk about each phase or period in much more detail and very specifically. So what we do is we use an inverted triangle to show you how this setting up your running program will work. On the upper left-hand side, you see today. So today, if it's the beginning of your training schedule, you're going to be doing base training. At the far end is specific training, and at the end is your goal race. You're going to see that each segment is about 6 weeks long. Now, your base training segment might be longer. So we have an 18-week cycle. It might be 20 to 26 weeks if you need to have a longer base training cycle. That's really the key. If you're not really in great shape, you've got to have a longer base training segment. It's just the way it is, or else you can't do the other work which you need to do to really be ready for the marathon. So this is the way that the program is going to work. So, as we said earlier, the base training, we do lots of easy running. The focus is on volume. It is not on intensity. You can go easier. I don't care whether you're running 9-minute pace, 10-minute pace, 11-minute pace, 12-minute pace. If a runner tells me this is what I run per mile, I'm not impressed. It's just information to me. I'll even probably tell them, I want you to run 10 to 20 seconds per mile slower and easier. So the focus in that base section is going to be easy running and hill sprints. But we also do other types of running in there. We're going to be doing some tempo running. We're going to be starting doing long runs, but it's just not the focus of that section. Now, as we move into the support phase, the focus is going to be on longer long runs, adding a few things like some strides, some faster running in there, maybe the last mile or mile and a half faster. And on the fast end, we're going to be focusing intervals on half marathon pace. So that's what we really want to be focusing like a laser on. That support phase is going to be long runs, doing some more stuff. That's why I have the little plus there, and half marathon pace. Then in the last 6 weeks, we have a laser focus on marathon pace. So what are we going to be doing then? Let's just say that your marathon pace is 8 minutes per mile. What you're going to do is you're going to do your intervals probably 7:45, 7:50 pace. You might do 3 by 2 miles, and they might be, again, 15 seconds faster than your marathon pace. Your long runs are going to be longer. They're going to be a little faster, especially in the middle. We might be adding 6, 7 miles at marathon pace to really get your body used to running that pace. Really, really important. So, again, we're doing 6-week sessions. And the reason we're doing the 6-week sessions is that you'll start getting stale as you get to the end of that specific section. Now, I want to go back to the base phase for a second, because in the base phase, as I said earlier, we're not just doing long runs and hill sprints. We're also doing conditioning work. We'll do conditioning drills, strength training. We're going to hit the weight room. We're going to be doing long hills. We might do quarter-mile hills, where we're focusing on mechanics, doing it well, not necessarily fast. We might do the first one really, really slow and then start building up the pace a little bit. But even doing them slow is going to be a challenge. But it's really getting your body strong so that you can go into the rest of your training. Now, let's just say that you're a 5K runner. How do you apply this 3-phase type training to the 5K? Well, it's exactly the same, except it isn't. You're just changing the paces around. So during the base training, you might be doing some 400 meters at mile pace, 200 meters at mile pace. So you might be doing these intervals faster, getting used to running faster. You might be doing more tempo running. And then as we go into the support phase, what are the direct support paces for the 5K? 10K on the slow end and 3K or 2 mile pace on the fast end. So we're going to be doing, the intervals might be 600s at 3K pace. So it's getting more difficult. It's getting a little slower, but it's more difficult because we're doing longer intervals. 10K pace, we might be doing miles at 10K pace or 2 miles at 10K pace, depending on where you're at as an athlete. But those are the paces we want you to be very comfortable running while you're in that section. Then, as we go into the specific phase, if you're running 6 minute pace, or your hope is to run 18:35 or something like that for 18:40 for the 5K, we're going to focus in on 6 minute pace, where we're doing intervals at a little slightly slower and a little slightly faster than that pace. Now, we're still going to do some hill sprints. We're still going to be doing some faster intervals. We might move them into the same workout where we're doing intervals at one pace and then another interval at another pace. So we might say we might do a kilometer at 5K pace, and then right after that, do a 200 at mile pace and do 5 or 6 sets of those. So, that's how you can play around with all of this. So the next time we're going to talk about the base phase specifically, the next one after that, the support phase specifically, and then the specific phase specifically. I'm Charles Shapiro. I'm a running coach in the Boulder, Colorado area. If you want to reach me, here's my information down here. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.